My name is Iginsu. I made Aliyah from Ethiopia to Israel when I was 6.5 years old. I'm married to Joe Meir, and I have two kids, Elia and Lishan. Both of them, my husband and I, are shlichim. My husband shaliach of the Jewish Agency, and I'm shlicha of the World Zionist Organization. We're here for almost 3 years, and in August we're going back to Israel. Finally, we had very nice time in the UK, but we're really excited to go back to home, to Israel. My village, I grew up in Gaina. It was one of the biggest Jewish village. It's not far away from Addis Ababa. My village was very pretty, very green, very nice. I met Aliyah when I was 16.5 years old, but I still remember my village. All my family lived there. My friend, I had 10 brothers and sisters, so we are a big family. The village was, we didn't have a building, we have small houses built with mold and straw. It's like really old fashioned. Even today in England you can see very old houses with a funny shape and funny a roof. That's the way my village was looking. Each village had a synagogue. My village had really nice, pretty and big synagogue built by my grandfather and my cousin, and of course with my father. My village was one of the little bit old village, and I remember the synagogue was very pretty, very nice. On top the Bet Knesset synagogue, you can see Magen David from far away. So when you come into the village, you cannot miss that. Most of the Jewish people live far away from the city, in a mountain. That's the way they can keep Judaism without afraid of someone will be hostile to them or racist or any bad activity for the Jewish people. But there were people living in the city, but it wasn't easy. They hiding they being Jews because if anyone knew they're Jews, probably they will not get job, or more than that, people will be very bad to them, very nasty, and maybe even hurt the Jewish people. The way we make a living in Ethiopia, especially in the village, most of us Jewish Ethiopian people in the village, we had a farm. Not everyone had a farm. You lucky me, my family have a really big farm. We have cows, horse, all the animals you think about. We have everything. So people actually go out and work the land. If we had tomatoes, so we will go out and bring the tomato from the farm. If we want the meat, we have meat. So, and that's why we didn't need to go to the city to bring food, because we had everything. And like I say, I had really lucky that I had really rich family. But I say rich is funny because the way now I'm thinking about that, I can see like the way other people living outside from Ethiopia or outside the village is funny that I said rich. But for my eyes, from 6 years old child, yes, we had everything. I didn't need TV because I didn't know the TV exists. So if you don't know something exists, you don't need that to be happy, to think you reach or not. Every Shabbat we put in off the light before Shabbat, so we didn't have any electricity, anything. We didn't have any fire because you can't deal with the fire in Shabbat. And after the Shabbat coming, everyone put in white dress or white trousers and shirt. In Ethiopia, women wasn't wearing trousers. By the way, we had dress or skirt. Everyone, so it's like big celebrate in Ethiopia to keep in Shabbat. In my family, each Shabbat, my grandfather bring all the family. Like I said, I have 10 brothers and sisters, so he had other sons to my grandfather. So all of us together, it's like almost 60 or 70 people together. It's amazing. It's like a wedding or something like that. Everyone sitting on the table, singing song. And my father was one of the people talking about Yerushalayim, but especially was most of that is my grandfather tells about Yerushalayim, how pretty is the place, how holy land is Yerushalayim, special place for the Jews people, and every Shabbat we prayed for Shana Haba to Yerushalayim, the next year to Yerushalayim. And when my father and my grandfather talking about Yerushalayim, you can see the fire from their eyes. It's like talking about, I don't know, the most exciting things, more than gold or diamond. It's an amazing place. So for me to grow up with that story, and when we made the Aliyah, I was so excited, because I wanted to see the special place for the Jewish people. So when the Shabbat is finished, we will go into the next neighbor of the Christian people, taking a fire from them, and then we put the fire. My grandfather was of the big rabbi for our village, even for the Christian or even the other Jewish village. He was very, very smart person. He knew the Bible, everything from the beginning to the end, and he was blind. It's amazing. Sometimes in Shabbat when we sit in reading the Bible, and one of the kids made a mistake just to see, she test if he listened, if he remembered the Bible. It was like, no, it's not like that. He correct them to read the Bible correctly. A lot of people coming to my grandfather to have very advice about even medical things or spurious thing, or even to talk about, because he knew a little bit Hebrew, and he knew Amharic, and Tigrit is the second language in Ethiopia, and he was one of the rabbi guests, so everyone really respect my grandfather. Now it wasn't easy to be Jewish in Ethiopia, because we chose to live far away from the city, because it wasn't easy to be Jews, like everywhere I think, except in Israel. Very tough to be Jews, because you cannot go with kippah, yarmulke, we can't go with the Magen David everywhere, and you can't celebrate Jews festival and everything. Wasn't easy. People, Christian people and Muslim people called us Buddha. Buddha is mean like we turn into evil, a black animal in the night and eating the babies in the night. It was ridiculous, but yeah, wasn't easy. The dream was it's like all our life it was around the Jewish life, the keeping Shabbat, the keeping all the written all in the Bible, and our big dream as Ethiopian Jewish people is to go to Jerusalem. It was very big dream. I don't know how to explain that. It's like our mission to go to Jerusalem. You have to go to Jerusalem and prefer you being a Jew. Jerusalem. We didn't know that state of Israel exists. For us, it wasn't exist. State of Israel was Jerusalem. We didn't know because we was separated from the other Jewish people. So we didn't know that Israel exists. We know there's Jerusalem because Jerusalem is in the Bible. Jerusalem was before us. That's why it was dream to go back to Jerusalem and live the Jews' life. I think one of the reasons that people in Ethiopia started to make Aliyah or even think about it is they heard a rumor there's way to get to Jerusalem. So that's why if they said if there is way to go to Jerusalem, it's now or ever never. And my grandfather didn't support that decision because he said, I don't think it's the right time to get to Jerusalem because a lot of people might lost their life because we didn't hear like really someone is saying there is way to go to Jerusalem and that way is that and that. So he said don't go on blind because people tried that before and they didn't succeed. And he said, I think in the Bible, like the Mashiach will come or something like that. Even though he thought about that, he still give the bless for the people that decide to make Aliyah. It was very special because people attend really to listen to my grandfather.